All right, greetings and welcome to this week's library tip from the Carlson High School Library. Throwing in some video context here of me that may turn more people away than bring people in, but in either case, last week I showed everyone the Gale database, the Gale Science and Context. That's available to Carlson students and staff. This week I want to show something that's open and available to all residents of the state of Michigan. It's a great resource that will help, I think, a number of students. I know this is a big issue and a big deal that a lot of students deal with. So without further ado, again, I link to the site I'm going to talk about today. Now, again, let me just point out that the Michigan Electronic Library, which we have a link to here, the website's mel.org, for those of you that just want to get there really quickly. It's a resource for all citizens of the state of Michigan. It's basically what it says, an electronic library filled with resources that will help you in all walks of life. Again, it's not just for students, not just for high school students. The website, there's a ton here. I can make video upon video, and there may be future videos on other items. But what I want to show today is I'm going to get you there as quickly as possible. E-resources, that's what we want to click. And then it breaks it down to like the general public. And then you can go through all. But we're going to go to the K-12 schools. And then what's nice is they do break it down, elementary to secondary. We'll click teen, and then they have their best bets. There's a number of other databases here. We're not going to go into all of these. Again, I might do a future video on them. But here at the bottom of this featured group is preparing for college with the Learning Express Library. Okay, Learning Express Library. It's a great resource for all of these tests that high school students have to look at, and maybe some these may not be a factor that you deal with where others are. So for example, ACT, you may want to take that just to see what your chances are for other schools. Another college may want that. But again, we all take the SAT here in Michigan currently. And there is the opportunity for SAT practice. There's PSAT practice. And again, this is all going to be free. Basically, it checks your IP address, make sure you're coming from a Michigan IP. You do have to create an account. You can see my name appears here. I did have to create an account, and basically it asked for my first name was required. It didn't require my last name, so I didn't put it. And then it asked for an email address and password. A tip for those of you using an email address, you Carlson students, I recommend not using the Gibraltar School District provided email. I always say that for anything that you sign up for. The reason is once you graduate or once you leave the district, that email is no longer accessible. So anything that you sign up for, SAT, College Board, any of this stuff, college applications, always use your own personal Gmail address or a Comcast address, anything that you use outside of the district. If you don't have one, make sure you set it up, because one day that GibDis will be gone. But so what is included in these items? Well, like I said, you have the ability to take practice SAT tests. I just clicked SAT here. Well, first of all, there's a whole guided program, so sort of like an online, tutoring program, if you would. Some more preparation tools, and then again, you can get right into complete practice tests and a complete simulated practice test to see how the whole thing goes. You can do it piece by piece. I'm going to go here. You can see that in reading, there are 4 practice tests. If you're a pen and paper type person, and that's your thing, and you have a lot of ink or toner and want to print out one, you can print one out. You can also take the test online. I'm just going to click this here and let it bring it up. And show you what the electronic version of the test. It's going to load. It's going to take a second here, but you'll be able to take and read the whole a whole practice reading test, complete with questions, and take it from there. And they give you the whole, just as if you were taking it. Okay, and you can even set up test mode. Okay, simulation. The test will stop when the timer is up. Practice, see answer explanations after you have finished. If the test is timed, the timer will display but not be enforced. This is a great mode to take. I think, go through it one time like this, and then learn or view the answers to each question as you go along to help you study. You set it up however you want. Again, it's a 65-minute test. It gives you the instructions how to do it. I'm telling you, it's a great resource and tool. And again, I'm going to close because I'm logged in. It keeps everything I have. I'm not going to save because I haven't even started. It's going to take me back to all of EBSCO's. Now, unfortunately, it takes me all the way back to their whole page that offers a lot of stuff, but we're going to go back to prepare for college. And then again, another great section are the AP tests, which I know we have a lot of Carlson students here that take AP classes, and you can see we have practice tests for a lot of our AP classes that we offer here: our AP Bio, Calc, Computer Science Principles, Psychology, U.S. U.S. History, Stats. They're all there. Okay, you click on it, and it's the same sort of setup that we saw with the SAT. There are 2 different practice exams. Now you can't print anything up here, but you can do sort of the same method. You click the start mode, and again, it gives you the same options. Do you want to do it as a full simulation? It's a test. You go. Do you want practice? The timer's there, but you can go beyond it. Or do you want to know each answer as you go along? Okay. Again, a great resource for all of our AP test students. So I highly recommend checking out the Michigan Electronic Library. Again, it's mel.org. It's really easy to get to. We do link to it from our catalog page. Again, the way I got there, Mel is a little overwhelming with a lot of information. That's a good thing. There's a ton of information there. But again, when you're on the main page, you want to click e-resources, K-12 schools, jump to the teen area, and it's the last featured database in their best bets section, and it's Learning Express Library. Preparing for college with a Learning Express Library. It's a great resource as we're coming up on a couple of weeks off for the holidays. If you don't have any big projects or whatever due for school, I definitely recommend checking out the Learning Express Library. I don't know why it sort of crashed there. Of course, it's going to right as I'm ready to wrap up a video. Interesting. Again, who knows? Mel sometimes gives us fits sometimes. But I definitely recommend, maybe it's because I have a tab open in it. That's probably it. Again, using the Learning Express Library, it's going to give me a little bit of a fit now, but we saw it earlier. It works well. I definitely recommend for those of you that are looking for SAT, SAT help, PSAT help. They even had a PSAT section for our younger Marauders, and definitely for the AP sections. I know our great AP staff here does a great job of doing practice tests, but there's some more practice tests there that you can do on your own. That looks like everything. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. And as always, show some Marauder pride.